Entry point into development communication was when I actually joined a mentorship program by the Emerging Leaders Foundation and sponsored by the Bible Society of Kenya. It was called ABLI Mentorship Program, African Biblical Initiative. That was for leaders, and they're looking for leaders who had a leadership position in church to mentor to become effective in the society by being exposed to public participation and just having the knowledge around governance and how politics is. So that was my entry point into development communication, or rather the development world, because now communication comes after. So I think at this time when already I had graduated from the program, I think after like 6 months, the organization called me and they needed somebody to come and hold in for their current communications person who was there. And it was a great opportunity for me, very great, because it was the first time for me to prove myself that I can actually now start thinking around organizational communication and specifically in the line of youth and development work. And so that position was for 3 months, and I had to prove myself within the 3 months that I can actually, work within those 3 months effectively. The good thing about ELF was that it exposed me to quite a lot in terms of youth work, because I had already been exposed to youth work, having led different communities within my own circles, especially in church. And so now this was more of like a professional exposure to youth work and development. And there's a lot that was done in terms of just training young leaders on how to articulate their issues when it comes to bringing solutions to the government in terms of what youth want and what youth would gain from. So when you look at the benefits of young people, everything towards enhancing their will to participate in governance issues, that meant learning quite a lot about taxation, learning about community development, and also just learning about how they can enhance their abilities in different sectors in the world and in politics in itself. So of course, one of my main roles was to highlight the work that the organization was doing that was basically around youth work and development. So we worked with different counties. Nairobi County was one of them, Kakamega County, different counties in Kenya. And there was a lot of participatory platforms for youth to just come and talk about issues and even just get to learn about many things that pertain the youth. And so just learning about that and highlighting those activities were core to my role at the organization as the communications officer. And it was really interesting. I got to meet people. I got to see another way of working. Because when you're a communications professional in an organization, that means you're all-rounded, trust me. It means you have to learn how to be a producer, you have to learn how to, work with different people within the department, photographers, the videographers, bringing everybody together. You have to also see who is newsworthy for you to, highlight what it is that they have done in their communities that are worth talking about. And I thought it was quite a great exposure for me, because then I learned how to manage myself in terms of how do I bring publicity for the organization and how do I enhance it. I also developed the communication strategy then, or rather just, sat down and thought how it is that I could enhance the communication strategy. And so those were my roles, and that was my first step into development communication. And I think it was a great experience and a great exposure for me, because even after that, then I understood that development communication is bringing information into a community, because communication, or rather information, is wealth. When you don't have information, when you lack knowledge, you cannot do anything, right? You cannot change anything. You cannot. There's a lot that comes with information. So I think for development communication, the importance comes in when you're able to highlight issues that are affecting a society or a community, and create awareness around those issues so that people can make informed decisions about the issues that are affecting their community, or bring change, all right, when there was a particular what do you call it, whether there's conflict or you just want to bring change in terms of new knowledge and how people should react towards that new knowledge and even act towards that new knowledge. Is it climate change? Is it their health that you want to highlight? Is it a behavior? Because it's not just about creating awareness, you also have to bring about behavior change. So it's all about thinking how your strategy is effective enough to bring about change in a society. Okay, so I believe it's really about engaging the community, engaging the society to think towards a particular direction that you want them to think, so that they're able to effectively bring change and to develop as a society, because the end game is development. So that's what I can say. So perhaps there's something you can add in terms of just how important development communications is. But yeah, I can leave it there for now. Thanks.